I love a series that requires no background knowledge, no real thought in order to enjoy it, and also one that has an absolutely stunning amount of polish to make me wonder why anyone would even bother on such a stupid series. But I'm extremely grateful that they did. Alright, did I just call this show stupid? I did, didn't I? But I'm not wrong. It is a dumb premise with even dumber characters who masquerade as being far more intelligent than they actually are. They parade about like each one is a mastermind with intellects the size of the sun, trapped in an epic struggle the likes of which we haven't seen since the last time someone tried to pen a fan fiction where Lelouch from Geass and Light from Death Note found themselves in a death match. But here's the thing. As stupid as it is, that stupidity is what makes it one of the best shows to watch this season. This first reaction is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Kaguya-Sama Love is War is a currently airing anime series from A1 based on the manga of the same name by Akasaka. Is that a pen name? I don't know. It follows both the titular Kaguya, a wealthy student council vice president, and her struggles dealing with the less wealthy but academically gifted president of the student council, Shirogane. They struggle not with their duties as members of the student council, nor their academics in this exceedingly rich high school. They instead struggle with the innate problem that they are madly in love with one another, but neither of them wants to be the one to make the first move, and they are both somehow oblivious to the infatuation each has for the other. This is the crux of the show's comedy. Each episode is split into 3 different stories, or battles, more like, that place our protagonists into absurd situations where they try to ascertain the other's thoughts, or, the real goal, to force the other to admit to being interested in them. But they are both extremely prideful individuals who believe that whoever makes the first move in this regard is doing nothing more than offering themselves up to be subjugated by their aspiring partner for the rest of their relationship. So they circle each other like rabid dogs, constantly trying to twist the situation to their advantage with every minute, making the circumstances more and more ridiculous. Let's take the very first story as an example. The student council secretary and frontrunner for best girl of the year, don't fight me on this, you're going to lose, Chika, offers the pair a set of movie tickets for an upcoming film. Shirogane, halfway through explaining that he potentially has a free weekend, Chika cuts him off to say that people who go to see this movie together often end up as a couple. Therefore, if Shirogane continues his sentence and invites Kaguya to join him in going to this movie, it would be tantamount to inviting her on a date with the intent of them becoming a couple. Of course, this situation wasn't a coincidence born out of happenstance, but rather a meticulous calculation that involved Kaguya buying the tickets for the weekend she knew Shirogane had free and then slipping them to Chika in a way that she would later then offer it to the pair of them. The game, Mrs. Hudson, is on. I'll save you spoilers about this particular scene to reveal that in all of these increasingly bizarre situations, neither one of them wins or really loses fully. They may suffer losses in battle, but as the title dictates, love is war, and the war won't end until the series does, presumably. But that's what I like about it. It's almost entirely predictable, but not in the twists that any individual story will have, but in the fact that you can rest easy knowing that you will get a continued experience the same as the last time, and that will be just as enjoyable with each new episode. No surprise twist endings that massively shake up the status quo like some other shows this season. Not that shakeups are bad. In fact, in Mob Psycho's case, it's probably going to be amazing, but I don't watch Kaguya-Sama for that kind of narrative. I watch Kaguya-Sama to relax and chill, and then just watch 2 lovable idiots have a shouting match at each other without, actually saying a word. All wrapped up in production values that far exceed what I was expecting. And I'm really not joking with that either. This is a series that the production could have half-assed, and as long as the VAs got the comedic timing down, everyone could have probably called it a day, being no worse for wear. Not true here, though. The animation is top-notch when it wants to be. Emphasis on when it wants to be, because to be fair, panning shots are the norm when you have characters sprouting their inner monologues, but the series also sports one of, if not the, best OP of the season, and that's saying something as it's going head-to-head with the banger of an opening that Promised Neverland has, and the visual spectacular that is the opening for Mob Psycho 2. And even if you disagree with me on that, a concession I'll grant given the competition. I will not concede that any other anime series has a better ED than Kaguya-Sama's third episode. You've probably seen clips of this ED making the rounds on social media, as it should, because EDs are, more often than not, unremarkable sequences of key animation panned to music that may or not be more interesting to listen to than the idea of clicking away to watch something else. But in this specific case, this ED here is more interesting than most OPs that I am used to watching. Which only makes it more tragic that for some reason they only used it for that one episode so far and never again. Because that is a shit ton of polish and quality for a one-off ED. That's the kind of thing that Kaguya-Sama seems to do best. On the whole, Kaguya-Sama is a series that shatters the basic expectations that it sets up, and it has been an absolute delight to watch each and every week. Yes, the situations are dumb and break things like the laws of physics constantly, but it does it in a way that is infinitely charming and exciting to watch, which I hope I have convinced you to also do. This series is great, but then again, this is only my first reaction to the series. Perhaps it could turn out quite a bit different. Thank you for joining me on this quick discussion. There will be streaming links in the description should you require them, and let me know down in the comments what you have been following this season, and hopefully we will be able to talk about it in a future video. A big thank you to all of my patrons who make these videos possible, and until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and others, watch more anime and stay frosty.